U.S. President Donald Trump made his first speech to Congress since returning to power, with topics ranging from global tariffs to Ukraine. He also portrayed South Korea as a country with unfair trade practices. For more details on this, we have our defense correspondent Kim Bo-kyung here in the studio. Welcome, Bo-kyung.
Thank you for having me, Nami.
So, Bo-kyung, let's start with Trump's remarks, how he called some countries over what he called unfair trade practices. Walk us through the remarks.
Sure, Tommy. Trump claimed South Korea imposes higher tariffs on U.S. products than Washington does, even though the U.S. helps Seoul so much militarily and in so many other ways. He did mention other countries on Tuesday as well regarding such unfair trade practices, saying India charges the U.S. auto tariffs higher than 100% and that China's average tariff on American products is twice what the U.S. charges China. He then mentioned South Korea.
And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea.
His words, of course, added to growing concerns that Trump's new administration could take trade action against South Korea, including his plan to impose a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports on March 12th, and reciprocal tariffs which are set to take effect from April 2nd.
But Trump did not give specific evidence for his assertion, right? Is it really true that South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher than the United States?
No, Mr. Trump was actually wrong, and South Korea's trade ministry was quick to rebut this. According to the trade ministry, Washington and Seoul have eliminated tariffs on most goods under the Korea-U.S. Free Trade Agreement that took effect in 2012, putting the average tariff rate on imports from the U.S. to Korea at 0.79% in 2024. This rate is set to drop further this year in accordance with an annual tariff reduction plan stipulated in the agreement. In reference, the ministry added that the tariff on imported manufactured goods from the U.S. is 0%. In terms of what Trump said, the ministry assumed he would have been referring to Korea's most favored nation treatment tariff, which stood at 13.4% in 2024, which is 4 times that of the U.S.'s 3.3%. But this rate applies to WTO member countries without bilateral agreements and thus is not applied to goods imported from the U.S. Though Trump's words had no grounds, it seems clear he is considering trade relations between the two countries as an uneven playing field. Many experts say he was trying to argue that Seoul has been enjoying a trade surplus against Washington. Of course, thanks to the tariff elimination effects of the FTA, South Korea's trade surplus with the U.S. has grown at an average annual rate of 27.5% over the past 3 years, reaching a record high of 55.7 billion U.S. dollars, which is around 81 trillion Korean won last year. But one expert pointed out that the U.S. should not only look at the trade surplus. Tammy Overby, a senior advisor in the East Asia and Pacific practice of Denton's Global Advisors Albright, has said in an interview with local media that South Korean companies have significantly boosted foreign direct investment in the U.S. She added the surplus could have risen as South Korean companies expanded their manufacturing facilities in the U.S. for semiconductors, autos, batteries, and solar panels. The export of intermediate goods to these factories has also increased.
Bo-kyung, Trump also mentioned the LNG project over in Alaska and also his plans to revive the shipbuilding industry as a leverage. Now, to begin with, what is the LNG project in Alaska?
The project has an estimated value of 44 billion U.S. dollars, and it basically aims to build a nearly 1,300-kilometer pipeline to transport the natural gas traversing Alaska from north to the south. Natural gas would then be cooled to a liquid state and be exported to major LNG importers such as Japan and South Korea. It has long been delayed due to environmental concerns and its enormous cost, but now Trump is pushing it again with investment from major importers in mind. Listen to this.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each.
Trump is basically using the project as a bargaining chip for South Korea amid mounting pressure over Trump's new tariff plan. Japan was quick to respond, as Tokyo and Washington have reportedly been discussing forming a joint venture for the project, including during a summit between Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba and Trump last month. South Korea is keeping an eye on the project as well. Minister An Deok-keun recently visited the U.S., where he agreed to operate a working-level consultative body in 5 areas, including the Alaska project. According to An, because the project looks like being a high priority for the U.S., Seoul could be interested in participating. That could alleviate U.S. concerns by increasing imports of liquefied natural gas to Korea and reducing the trade surplus with Washington.
And among the 5 areas, shipbuilding was included too, right?
Right. Shipbuilding industry can also be one of the most valuable negotiating chips for South Korea to help ease trade pressure, as Trump vowed to resurrect the industry. He is planning to offer special tax incentives to boost the industry in the country, especially amid Washington's concerns over China's expanding warships. And South Korea is emerging as a key player. We will have to wait and see how the 2 countries boost cooperative ties in this area.
All right, Bo-kyung, thank you so much for that comprehensive report today.
Thank you.